We're This Week in Geek. I'm Mike the Birdman God. And down my panel, starting from my right, beginning with the lovely, with the kick-ass t-shirt.
Thank you.
Thought talking about me for a second.
You are? Who in the fuck are you? Wow.
I'm Laura. I am the one person who keeps it from being a sausage fest, I think.
Well, Blair's got a show with me, kind of.
I think it's still a
Blair ain't
sausage fest
here.
no matter what.
Yeah, the sausage fest. Are you saying my wife is a cock? There's a reason why you're single, man. People, vaginas, with cocks.
You're never.
Hole out of hole. Moving on.
I'm not ain't bothered.
Vagina cock.
Anyway, I'm Laura, the nerd girl of the group, apparently. I do the Untitled Mike Lord project as well as the Ponyville, and appear on other TWiG shows here and there, but those are the two main ones I've been doing lately.
And then moving down the line to a guy who just recently shaved off his facial hair.
No, it's not me. I'm Mike, the fist of no beard Laban.
Aww.
It's good, buddy.
It's a nice, pleasant.
Sad sweet move.
And Mike is also the executive producer of Laban's Mom, the animated series.
That's right.
Coming
I'm
to
the
Blu-ray.
creator.
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter it is. It's coming. I am the other co-host of the Untitled Mike and Laura project. And I just randomly show up on TWiG shows all the time, including the Pony Show and stuff. Randomly.
He's like
I
the
don't
fill-in
know.
Mike.
I'm the Philly-in. Get it? Because Ponies is fantastic. Philly.
Phenomenal.
I know, it's a terrible pun. I've made it bad on purpose.
Moving down the line.
I'm not.
I am the youthful young ward, Scott, known on many podcasts such as Movie Madness with Andrew Roebuck, who's sitting right there. Andrew Roebuck! As well as the TWiG talk shows with this man here and Dr. Holocaust. And topic shows and other random stuff.
Yeah, basically. Now, Andrew, can you please stand up for just a second? Laban, can you also stand up? I think these two look alike right now. Is that just my imagination?
Because apparently, because I shaved,
You look like
I
a
am now
badass.
a badass version of you.
So
just bad yourself up and you'll be this.
This
This is what you have to look forward to.
Yes. Prepare the loop.
So you might as well give up now.
And of course,
This is what you're stuck with.
it's not TWiG without the albino fury himself.
Steve Snowball Sailor, co-founder, co-executive producer, just been around since 2007.
Guy that puts up with my shit.
Very much so. Yeah, and I'm on Terrible Word. These Words Are Terrible, a few talk shows, and all that good stuff.
And then even further down the line, the man who looks like Mr. Fantastic.
Do we want to just pull the microphone out of the stand at this point?
I do. I like this.
Are we good without the mic, guys?
You're the only one with the mic!
Show game.
Chuck Woolery.
Come on now!
Just project.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm Tom, he is an evil genius white, and I'm still mad about that Philly pun. I do a show called Weird Video Games, I'm also on These Words Are Terrible, and I dabble in everything.
And then we have this ass, Roofies.
Hi, my name is Derek Bard. I am the man in the top hat. I appear on These Words Are Terrible occasionally. I am also the host and videographer of Chasing the Muse, where I review obscure movies or movies that are just underrated. The cartoon shows of your youth, where I expose just how weird the shit we watched as kids is. And occasionally I talk about books. I am an actual factual librarian.
I just realized you sound a lot like an old-time radio host. Hey, how's it going?
I'm projecting from the diaphragm right now. Incidentally, I'm
It's
actually meeting up with
KWA.
some time people after this show. Make sure everyone can hear you.
Make sure to drink your Ovaltine.
How will the Lord Daddy get out of this predicament?
So where do we want to start this, Steve?
You want to do the...
Well,
Do you want to do that right off the
thing?
top?
Yes. Announce your big thing in your lesson plan.
Say it to you.
Oh, okay. So does anybody here listen to These Words Are Terrible?
Woo!
So if you listen, we had made the announcement that These Words Are Terrible is going to be moving off of This Week in Geek. There was a reason behind that. It's not because we didn't want to do it anymore. We are still going extremely strong with it. But we are now partnered up with a... Yes. With a magazine in Toronto, or at least based in Toronto, called C&G Magazine, which stands for Comics and Gaming. And they're going to be the company that's going to be helping us move into the next level for Terrible Warriors. So we're going to be on there from now on.
You leveled up!
You leveled up, yes. bought in, yeah. Basically, apparently one of our friends who knows how when we were doing the contract stuff, apparently I raped the guy in the ass. Apparently, with all my contract negotiations.
Don't brag about that stuff in public. Send the lawyers.
I don't have a. Never mind. But I also wanted to. It's not necessarily. Is it sad news? Really?
No, it's pretty happy news.
Yeah, it's pretty happy news. Okay.
Oh, that's bullshit. I have to deal with.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Tell him your views. I'm sorry.
Quit grabbing my boobs.
I wasn't. I was gonna give it back on.
I
Those are
saw
the cutest kind of
coverage.
hugs.
There's a little boy too.
You didn't
It's
see
okay.
anything.
Well, it's. I want to say that. It's actually a lot harder for me to say than I thought.
Do you know what
I'm done putting up with Mike's shit.
Well, we can start off with that. I'm actually. This will be probably my last This Week in Geek for probably I don't know, long time or I have no idea. I'm going on an extended, undetermined time hiatus. I'm gonna try to focus in on Terrible Warriors. So I'm kind of been put in charge of that, and yeah,
Space Jesus.
yeah, it's been a great sort of 6 years working with this asshole and the rest of these nice people. No, it's just only him. And yeah, it's actually kind of hard for me. Yeah, no, I don't.
Should we play the sad Hulk walking away music?
You don't have to play it. They are.
Start hitchhiking, Steve.
So yeah.
So now-
Jurassic Park for a second.
See, I thought it was the theme of fucking Forrest Gump.
Can we just sing Amazing Grace like we originally planned?
I thought it was a kazoo for that.
So
I couldn't find it in my bag.
yeah. Anyway.
Now to bring the room up. So now that we're done with the bullshit, I am gonna miss this. That's okay. I'll still see him all the time playing Terrible Warriors. So it'll be a good old timey wimey time.
Yes.
So where do we want to start with tonight's shenanigans? In the program, it said we're going to talk about media, gaming, journalism. Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna probably change that up because these guys were at dinner, didn't tell me. And evidently,
It was good.
Yeah, the fact they don't need to eat. And everything, we're gonna talk about con experiences because we're at ConBravo. And each of us has gone to different cons, be it like MagFest, PAX, E3, whatever. And some of the good, the bad, and the frankly goddamn stupid. So where do we want to start, ladies and gentlemen? Or should I start with one?
What would we start down the line with
Okay.
Laura?
All right, Laura.
I probably have a different con perspective than a lot of people, as ConBravo tends to be the only convention that I don't actually work. I work at a comic store. I actually have a booth for my store at most conventions.
Oh, Jesus, I'm supposed to be somewhere here.
You better hurry.
I'll say you're 21 minutes late, asshole.
It's factoring in bathroom.
It's fashion. You're factoring back.
Hold on, Mike, you seriously set your alarm for 20 minutes after?
I never said I was smart.
Like,
I should have learned that 6 years
I
ago.
work on Indian time. I'll arrive whenever I say I will arrive. Anyway, Laura, continue.
Anyway, sorry, yeah, so I work a lot of conventions. I set up in dealer rooms, I've set up booths. Like I said, for people who haven't done it before, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And it's not just the 2 or 3 days or 1 day, whatever the con is, of work. It's months of preparation, it's months of scheduling, it's months of getting your staff together, months of getting product together. And for people who do nothing but cons all year round, you can only imagine how much work that takes. But our store does 4 or 5 a year, and the amount of work that goes into it, it's almost like we finish one con, and then you immediately have to start doing work for the next one. And it's a non-stop cycle, and just remember that if you go up to a booth and say something's sold out, or maybe service a little slow, but just remember these people are working very, very hard. I've been on both sides, and thankfully I find ConBravo is nothing but positive attitudes all the way around. But I find when you go to something like bigger like Fan Expo, the bit of the dickishness goes into it. But as an anecdote, recently set up with the Niagara Falls Comic Con. I worked that with about 3 days notice, thinking I'd be working at the store rather than at the show. And my boss had major oral surgery 2 days before the show and decided to show up anyway. Not a good idea. Never do major oral surgery or any surgery and then go to a con, because you're going to have a bad time. Good news about the Niagara show at the Scotiabank Centre, the entire Scotiabank Centre is licensed. So Saturday afternoon, all of a sudden, was that a beer cart? Everyone at the show had a cup like this of beer, and I kid you not, it might have been the best show ever because beer was like $10 for a little glass. People weren't buying more than one or two because they wanted to spend their money on merch, but it was just enough to keep everybody happy. I think it's the best idea anyone's ever had.
Damn, I wish I went to that con.
Beer con is the best idea you can do.
You done?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay. It's weird for me because my experience, I have basically two versions of a con experience. Before and after we started dating. Before we started dating. Hold on. So much porn.
The geeks upon geeks.
Who's going to porn con 10 years running?
Before we started dating, every time I'd go to a con, it'd be like, here's $500 I got set down. I'm gonna buy this book. I'm gonna find all these books, these toys that I've always wanted. I'm looking for these video games, blah, 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 blah. We met, she is the manager, she runs Big V Comics up on Upper James, go to it. I always give a free plug.
I do.
I know, but I always do for some reason, I don't work there. I get your discount, so I don't need anything anymore. I just basically go to cons for the atmosphere now, which is like ConBravo. There's so much here, and I bought a T-shirt. Like
A t-shirt.
this T-shirt, woo, custom made at the Chop Shop booth. There's another free plug. Just giving them away. But no, lately it's all been
You
about.
should work in advertising.
I should. No, like the last few cons I've been to have been not about like going to shop. It's all been about the experience. I've been going to more panels. I've been meeting more people, and today, because of this, today was the first day I've ever cosplayed at a con, and I shaved my beard after 6 years, and I miss it so much.
We made him a tape beard before everybody got in here because he missed it.
It felt horrible.
What I'm finding, you said about like going not to shop,
Yeah.
but to experience the con, and I'm finding, because I've worked cons for the last 5 years or so, I'm finding the experience is changing, that people aren't, they're still, like, for something big like Fan Expo, people are still saving up their $1,200, whatever insane amount of money they're taking, but I'm finding now a lot of, especially the smaller cons, people are going more for the experience than to shop. People are laying down this cash, but they're more meeting celebrities, going to panels, interacting, doing cosplay, and it's great to see. It's more of that community feel when people are doing that. It's really, I like it. I really do.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this because of where we are, but I seem to have my most fun experiences at ConBravo. Like, 2 years ago, my introduction to ConBravo was 2 years ago in Burlington when I came into the hotel and I came to meet Mike at his hotel room. And I knocked on the door, and Keith Apicary opened the door and went, "Wrong room," and slammed it in my face.
Yeah, that's Keith. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was, and it turned out it was the right room.
Now,
It was just fucking.
now, Mike, was that before or after I broke the toilet?
That was after, no, that was before, because you had switch rooms.
Okay.
Because you had a really nice room after you broke the shit.
You broke the toilet, that was a good time.
Not how you might think, just so we're clear.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of good times the last few years too. So I really look forward to ConBravo. It's becoming like the con that I look forward to. Like I skipped Fan Expo last year, and that used to be my con. Now I'm done. You talk.
Oh,
Actually, we had a question, actually.
yeah, so I just switched to Laura. Have you ever been to a convention where you just took a complete bath financially on setting up a booth there?
Luckily, no. We were very dedicated to kind of keeping with the times. 5 years ago when I started working in the store, almost 6, when we went to conventions, all we brought was bins of old comics and then really expensive old comics and barely anything in the way of merch. And as the times have changed, that's not where the market is anymore. People are going to shows that have never read a comic book before. I found the Niagara show was a perfect example of this. We were selling tickets at our store. People would walk in, go, "Wow, I've never been in a comic store before. 2 tickets, please," and then walk right back out. And these people have never once set foot in the comic store, never read a graphic novel, but they wanted to go for the experience. So they weren't bringing money to buy old comics, but when they got there, it's like, "Hey, I've watched Doctor Who," or "I like Star Trek," you know, like, so So what we've been working on, we still bring the old comics, but our focus is more on merchandise and t-shirts where we're finding more people are looking to drop their cash. Also smaller items. We bring what's called pop vinyls. Anybody buy pop vinyls? Yes. We bring a lot of those. We go directly through Funko and we have a huge selection. We brought those to Fan Expo last year and the Niagara Show this year, and they are by far the best seller we've had. And it's just about watching the market, and like you can go, well, we're a comic store, we're only going to sell comics, and too bad if people don't like it. And you're going to take a bath. Or you can grow with the industry and change and adapt and be successful. That's why a lot of comic stores are closing these days. The ones that are dungeons, the ones who won't change, they're you know, it's change or die, really, in the industry. And you can say that about any industry these days. I mean, look at bookstores in the States. Look at Best Buy is dying. They won't change their business model, and it's failing them. So as long as a dealer can change with what's popular, and that's why we don't set up at this show, because we simply know our product base is not what ConBravo is looking for. So we would take a bath if we came here. We are very choosy. We don't set up at everything, and luckily so far, we've been successful at every con we've got to.
Now that you've said that, your next con, you're just gonna.
Well, the next one's Fan Expo, so I hope not. That seems expensive. That being said, I've also volunteered. I'm staying at our store. I'm going to work like 7 days straight at our store simply so I don't have to work at Fan Expo because, god damn it, it's 18-hour days, 4 days in a row plus the setup day, and it is the worst. It's absolutely so much head spinning, no sleep. I won't do it again this year.
Do you remember when you had your booth and it was right next to the Real Steel booth and it just played the trailer every 2 minutes? And you came home and you're like, I fucking hate Hugh Jackman now.
Well, you're wearing a Wolverine.
Sorry, a fandom story. Sadly, I can top that. I was part of the old anime club at U of T.
DARPA!
Yes. And one year, when we were doing the clubs day, where we all did the display, like ran a booth for all the new students to come in, we had a Christian evangelical group to our right, and we had the feminists to our left.
So clearly the funnest time ever.
So what you're saying is you were like Switzerland.
Yeah, but we had we were Switzerland with girls with really big guns.
And no chocolate.
Chocolate coming to this.
We didn't share the chocolate.
Scotty has new stories next.
So my convention stories, I guess, start off so long ago, back in 2006. I don't know, going to high school, I'm like, oh, there's this thing at convention. People like nerdy things. Alice Cooper's gonna be there. Maybe my dad will take me and we can go. Oh, I can get toys and I can get games. I'm gonna go to this thing. So that's when I first went to Fan Expo, and then I went for a few years. And then after getting involved with this dude here, we started going to other conventions like what is it? PAX East.
Yeah.
We started going to Anime North. Even just smaller cons around here. Started with ConBravo. Like the first experience I had at ConBravo was I was filming for Keith Ascari, which was phenomenal. Jeez, it was cool because then he wrote me on this nice little letter on one of his posters, like, "You're the best man. You made the episode possible." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I guess that experience was like probably my favorite experience at any convention. Just hanging around with this guy and just shooting ideas off him and getting thanks from a guy who's so popular on the internet. He gets kicked out of all these things. He's a Skittles spokesperson. And then he's like, "Thanks, man. You made this possible." Which really hit me in the heart. And because I love video and film is what I want to do. And just right in the feels, man. In the center fields, direct hit. And I don't know, I guess every convention I'm just trying to look for that kind of experience I can get that kind of grow myself better. Like ever since then I've been doing some more media-oriented stuff here with my friends, like just shooting some stuff, anything like that. Like I go to the conventions now to try to do some more artistic things of it. Also spend all my hard-earned pizza money. And then go home and realize there's no money in the bank. And there's another another week of 102-degree ovens slinging pizzas. But I've really seen my experience really change completely from being a con goer who's in awe of this giant place that all these people are into the same thing as me. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. There's so much stuff for me and people I know. I didn't know this existed. To then start getting involved with Mike and then going there, having a bit more of a background in it, more of a media background, and being more interested in how the things are working and stuff. And then this week I was helping out with the These Wars Are Terrible booth. And then I've kind of now seen the trifecta in the sense of all three, like having a booth space, obviously not selling kind of thing, but having a booth space, being there as a con goer, and being there as part of media. And it's been really interesting to compare all three aspects, which are in a sense the same yet very different. And I think I've really enjoyed that of every convention I go to. It's something I really look forward to.
Wow, mine's gonna be the least professional of all these stories.
Was mine professional?
It sounded though. Oh.
Did you meet Alice Cooper?
Yeah, did you?
No, my dad's like, I'm not going to this. And I was like, okay, Dad. So I went alone. I didn't get to meet Alice Cooper. I didn't have $40. I met Henry Winkler, though. And I was so excited. I was like, Fonzie. And I was bringing up some anti-sex abuse thing he did back in the 80s called Strong Kids, Safe Kids. I brought it up to the guy. I was like, what'd you say? He was kind of like, whoa, how do you know about this? And I was like, oh, Fonzie, you're the best. Can I get a photo? He's like, that'll be $40, please. And then all my dreams died. I'm like, so
Did he jump the shark?
that moment right there, I was like, oh, hey, you're, $40.
All right, so with my con stories, you guys can either have funny, sad, or professional. Which one do you want?
Sad and funny.
Okay, funny and sad. Okay.
Ironic.
Let's go with funny first. This goes back to ConBravo. There's a person we were once friends with on the show who we're not going to name. And this person is fucking crazy. I'm just going to come out and say this person is fucking nuts. So we're trying to hide from this person. We're hiding from social media.
Is she in here?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. It took me a second. I'm like, wait,
Stand up and crucify him.
I like that we're trying to narrow it down.
Exactly.
It's none of you
It's
folks.
all.
We're all
Andrew Robot.
So anyway, we are hiding from this person, and we see this person going down the hallway, listening at every door. And we're
the room in the
yeah, we're like shit. And everybody stops, like, and you can hear that heartbeat sound you see on TV. That, do it. And she passes by the door like the fucking Terminator. So eventually she goes away. We see her again. Now I'm a fat guy. How the hell am I gonna hide? Like, fuck, Mike, there she is. And I'm like hiding behind like fucking pillars and shit.
There's a really large pillar in this building. This building ain't gonna fall
Significantly
anymore.
more athletic and flexible than he is today. It's hard.
I enjoyed that con when we were walking through. I was walking through the hallway, and I was on my way to see you. And I passed her in the hallway, and she's like, "Do you know where Mike is?" And I'm like, "No." And just kept just left. She went right past her, and
Don't
right,
feel bad.
Yeah.
Don't feel
Oh,
bad.
yeah, now this
I
person.
have a question. Is this the girl that gave you the F-bomb thing?
No, she's in this room, but she's fucking awesome.
Thank you.
See?
I'm right here. I'm not crazy.
She ain't crazy. She's
I'm
awesome.
crazy if I'm crazy.
I'm just saying Birdwatch 2013.
Very
Best hashtag ever. But yeah, so this person, we're trying to hide this person all fucking weekend. Now, it also ties into Scotty's story. They're setting up a shot.
Oh, don't even bring this up. She ruined the principal shot of my video. We had a thing where Nathan, he's like, there was a outrun machine, and it looked like a racing car. And Nathan's like, let's push this around like I'm driving around the con floor. I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Visual aid, Scott, come on.
So
Visual aid.
we got vroom race car here, and then so he's like in it, and I'm standing here. That's me, the tape man. And I'm shooting, I'm waiting, and then there is the killer here, which is her, and I'm like,
Get the fuck out of the shot.
I'm like, okay, and we're going, and I'm like, move, and he's going by. I'm like, yes, and then it goes back into focus with her saying like this. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And this is the shot you can only ever get once.
You can't get
before
off because
someone
on
gets
security came after us. But then we also put an entire hotel room outside, and we were sitting, he was lounging in there, and girls like, what's going on? I was like, you perverts, get out of my room! That was good. Mark ran after us, but luckily we put everything back in the room.
Another thing of other con stories. Well, if you break things in hotel rooms, you can get free things.
Don't
Eat the
break anything in your
burritos! That's what he's
hotel room.
saying! Eat the burritos!
But that can backfire.
Yeah.
$75 charge for vomit. Remember that?
Oh yeah!
Okay, let me tell this one because this is funny.
Set the scene for the
So we were at this one con. It was called
Podcast.
a PodCamp, and it's in Toronto. And so we were staying in a hotel, and I know exactly when it was because it was one of the nights of one of the final episodes of Battlestar Galactica. So we're sitting in the hotel room watching one of the episodes. And we decided we'll go down and grab some booze. Basically, the LCBO was on the corner. This guy gets like a little tiny bottle of peach schnapps and drinks the whole thing in one go. And then at one point, he's sitting on the ledge of the bed between the bed and the wall, and all of a sudden, we just hear him. Whoof! Falls right into the crack, so he's sitting up like this against the bed.
Like Winnie the Pooh, his legs kicking in the air. That's what I mean.
And then all of a sudden, we were starting to laugh. We couldn't stop laughing. And then all of a sudden he goes, and then we're like frantically trying to be able to clean it up, and we're trying to like hide it so that way the hotel staff doesn't go in. And then so the next day we go to the con, everything's fine.
You were leaving shit out where I crawled with the recycling bin to get to the bathroom.
And so then we go to the con to the podcast next day, and then we come back and we're trying to be able to get some stuff to go out for dinner. And so we try to go in the room. The key is just not working. Like we're trying all our keys, it's just not working. So we go down to the front desk, and then we're about ready to just like chew the shit out of like, hey, why can't we get the fuck in our room? And then they look it up in their computer, and they're like, oh yeah, there's still an outstanding charge on your room.
And
we're
this
like,
is before we ordered the porn.
this is before we ordered the porn. And so we're like, what charge? We already paid for the hotel room. And then she turned the computer screen over, and all of a sudden it says $75 for vomit. and they're like, they had to go in and be able to clean it up, and apparently it took them 3 hours.
That was fun.
What the hell did you do?
Now, earlier that night, before my drunken tirade, I decided it'd be a great idea to go to the dollar store, fill one of those fake babies with ketchup.
Hold on. Yeah, we get a bunch of ketchup packets. We fill the baby. We take the head off. We fill the baby up in the ketchup, and then we're on the 5th floor. So we basically like throw the baby on the window. We come from the window, and all of a sudden we hear from down the ground. I'm missing a beat later. All of a sudden we hear, you fuckers!
Since I'm cosplaying, I must say this: you have no dignity.
To be fair, this
Guys, we have to see that.
Drink too much talk.
At another podcast we went to, we had a different room. We went to the hotel breakfast bar. Cheap as fuck. We filled one of our bags with fucking these toaster waffle things. I'm hot, it's February, and I'm sitting in this chair, and I just see the open window. He starts running out the window.
He starts chucking waffles out the window. I just random people on the street.
I think I hit a hobo.
Yeah, if you don't want to do crazy shit, don't go to podcast. So did that?
Good luck topping that one, buddy.
Well, okay.
Catch it, baby.
So I don't catch it, baby. Yeah. God, I still remember that. For good stuff.
Yes, everybody should hashtag this right now. Catch it, baby.
Okay. Well, my con story is a little bit more of a personal story because
It's erotic.
no. It actually was about 2 years ago. It was actually at the very first Niagara Comic Con. And my dad is like the biggest Batman fan I'd ever known. He loved growing up watching the 1966 Batman show. And anything in regards to Batman, any Batman news or toys or whatever, he's a huge fan of. He doesn't collect it really anything, but he just loves anything Batman. And that year they had one of the replicas of the original 66 Batmobile. And he was actually like, this is the first time he's ever shown an interest at a con. And so he actually, so myself, my dad, my sister, and her boyfriend, we decided to go to the con and check it out. And so seeing my dad actually walk up to the Batmobile, I'd never seen him geek out so much. It actually was like one of the most, I got severe, like I'm actually getting a little bit emotional thinking about it now. Like I got really emotional because this is the first time he's ever done anything like this and really got to experience something that he would never have gotten to see before. And like seeing him get into the driver's seat, and then I got to go into the passenger seat and sit there, and we got our picture taken. I mean, if you come up and ask me later, I still have it as my iPhone wallpaper. I've had it for 2 years. It's just a picture of him and I sitting in the Batmobile, and that is the best con experience I could ever have, because he'll never get to go to any, like he doesn't go to the fan expo or anything like that. He doesn't like crowds. He hates it. But that was something that he really wanted to do, and it was really cool that I got to sort of share in that experience with him for the first time. So anyway, that's my story.
All right.
Ketchup Baby, Tom White.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to top Ketchup Baby.
Which is now
Mustard Baby.
Hashtag Ketchup Baby is now on Twitter. So.
Sad thing is, it existed beforehand.
What?
No.
I have another story that I feel compelled to tell.
Okay, yes.
Is it sexy?
Possibly.
I'm intrigued!
Bring on the nudity.
Maybe.
I'll start. No, for the love of God, no. But my point is.
Dog, we made an agreement before going
Hell
into
to
this
the
panel that
power
no one
of
was
no.
getting naked.
Like big tits.
We did it.
There was actually a verbal agreement made between everyone not to get naked.
Yeah.
I was telling this
Yeah,
agreement.
I don't know this agreement.
I will not allow these people to be forsworn.
It was almost unanimous.
It was almost unanimous. It was
We can't
just
say,
me
we
and
can't
Tom.
say who.
Anyway, tell your sexy con story.
We're the lone
So,
bastards who say
yes,
it.
in the interest of respecting a certain individual's wishes, I will not reveal his name. This was a...
John.
Yes, Paul John.
Jiggle
It was a certain internet celebrity. I went to one of his Q&A panels, and it was at midnight. And he killed, like, the whole time. People were asking questions. He was throwing out these, like, ingenious answers, and the place was laughing the whole time. Afterwards, like, I just wanted to go up and say hi to him. They were having, like, a signing or whatever, and I
I
didn't
see
really
where
want
the sexy story is going.
I didn't really want anything.
He signed your breast.
Signed his junk.
I didn't really want anything signed. I just wanted to say hi to the guy. I'm going to get up to the front of the line before anyone else. There was like 3 people in front of me, maybe. And this particular convention, I was somewhat known, so I had some Sharpies with me just in case someone wanted me to sign something. You never know. He did.
Sure,
And-
blame the guy in the hat.
Yeah, only like 2 other people in front of me, and one of them's this girl a little bit younger than me, and she's asking around. She's like, "Does anyone have a Sharpie?" I had one in my pocket, so I said, "Here." He goes, "Thanks. Can you sign my chest?" And this is a guy who is doing perfect improv for a solid hour, and he had no idea what to say. He was just stunned, and he was just like, hold on, you want me to sign your chest?" Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, my brother's a big fan of yours. I promised him I'd get my chest signed by you.
Oh.
Promised her brother that?
Check it out!
He's adopted, it's okay.
Like, brother, look!
Exactly, man. Cersei and Jamie right here.
She's like, know where this is going.
No, it's okay. I'm like wearing a shirt, just sign across here. And it's like, I'm here with my boyfriend. We're having a good time. I just wanted to get my chest signed. It's like, wait, so your boyfriend is here?
Is this a threesome story?
Or your girlfriend. Or your sister.
What? This is Game of Thrones shit. Please go on.
Yeah, he's like, so you're here with your boyfriend. Is he nearby? Right there. Looks over, sees him, goes, and you're cool with this? He goes, and so he, still like his mind's still trying to get wrapped around this, and he just finally says, "Okay, everyone, cameras away, no tweeting. My girlfriend cannot find out about this."
Jeez.
And that's the reason why I can't tell you who it is.
It's right applause.
He does.
And you were outside the hot tub, right?
I was watching. What do you think I was doing?
You get in the hot tub, Steve.
But it's not a time machine.
Exactly.
That's
Anyway, Derek, go ahead.
I'm pulling this out of its stand because it's really annoying to me. Yeah, I was thinking about all my con experiences that I could tell about, and I actually want to talk about MagFest this year. Now, Tom and I are best buds. We actually met at the first ConBravo that I went to, which was ConBravo 2, so that was 3 years ago. And within about 15 minutes, it's like we'd known each other for our entire lives. It was one of the most profound experiences. He was best man at my wedding. He is probably my best friend in the world right now. And so anyway, we're traveling down to MagFest together on a bus. And normally when we go down to these things, shut up, I'm getting to that. We do videos, we do reviews, we're involved with that whole community. So normally when we go down, we've got crossover scripts. We've got something crazy that we're going to be involved in. And this year it was weird. Neither of us had anything. Last year I had like 3 crossovers that I was in. It was like running all the fuck around. And he was more or less the same. And as we're going down, we're about maybe 5 hours out of DC. And I turned to him and said, "Tom, I feel really
Warning.
No, I feel really bad. Oh yeah, because the Megabus is the greatest place to feel horny. There was this bell that went off behind my head every 5 minutes for the entire night. Sorry. Ding! What the fuck? Okay.
Say that top hat was used for a lot more than just being on his head.
Ding! What the fuck is going on? Can anyone else hear that? No one else can hear that. Fuck, am I going crazy? So anyway, I turned to him, I'm like, "Tom, I've got this idea. We are going to go around and ask people to talk about a movie that cannot be adequately described. We're going to give them only the sketchiest of details, and they're going to make it up as they go along." We're like, "Well, what should we tell them? Let's give them 3 main characters. Let's go John, Martian, we're tossing names around. Bob." And I'm like, "Okay, great. Now, this movie needs a name, because we can't just tell people, like, you're going to talk about these 3 characters. We're not even going to tell you what the movie's called." We look at each other, and there's that moment where you look at someone else, and your thoughts perfectly align with them. And it almost came out at the same time, Bus. The movie is called Bus, but it's not about buses. And so we spent the entire weekend going around, and we were there from what, like Wednesday till Monday? Yeah. We spent pretty much a week there. And from the get-go, we're walking up to people and we're like, "So we're doing a documentary called Touring Bus, and it's about a movie called Bus. You've heard of Bus, right? It's the greatest movie of the 21st and of the 20th parts of the 21st century, except 2007. It was not the greatest movie of the 21st century in 2007. And here are the rules. There are 3 main characters you have to talk about: John, Martian, and Bobber. You don't have to talk about all of them. You can say anything you want about the movie. Say anything about how you were affected by the movie or how you were involved with the movie. You cannot talk about buses. You cannot talk about mass transportation. If you do, you're out." And it was the most profound experience I've ever had, actually, as a filmmaker, going up to people. And they played right into it, but it was how people weren't even talking to each other about the movie. But by Saturday afternoon, they come up to us like, "You're the Bus guys, right? You're the ones filming the documentary about Bus, right? We heard it was like this awesome movie. Like, do you have like the DVDs with you?" And their faces fell, and we're like, "No, dude, Bus doesn't exist. It only exists in the way that you describe it. Describe Bus to me now." And all these people were like, "Get fucking on." It's like you put them on the spotlight, turn on the camera, you gave them this information. John, Marcia, Bobber. The movie is called Bus. Do not talk about buses. Go. And they just spewed this whole line of shit at us. And it was amazing, and it's amazing too, how similar all these people's ideas were. We came up with what is almost a coherent story. And then, this asshole right here, Steve Saylor, says, you know what? I don't want to be someone who's seen bus. I want to be the Swedish guy who helped write it. And so we've got him sat down in his and Dodd's bedroom in front of a TV showing the porn channel in the background. Has like previews for the porn channel, so they're all completely like PG. Everything's covered, not a tint to be seen. But it's still racy, it's still a little bit on the racy side. I think it's like a 50 Shades of Grey porno advertising behind him. And he's got one glove on.
On the wrong hand.
On the wrong hand. Now, I do not know what they have done with my vision. When I wrote it, it was not called bus. It was called boat. And I do not know why it is called bus.
Steven Spielberg was an asshole.
Yeah. And there's this one shop at this town of National Harbor where this convention happens called America. And that's the name of the store. It's America, all in capital letters with an exclamation point at the end. And so, in America, there is a replica of the podium where the president delivers his speeches to the nation. And there's curtains in the background, and there's the American flags on either side.
There's a cardboard cutout of Obama standing
Off to one side, mind you. So we're talking to people, we're like, yeah, we're filmmakers. We're filming this documentary, and we'd really, really like to use this backdrop here. And Steve gets up behind it, and opens his mouth, and he becomes this character for a moment. Right? And I'd really like to thank the National Film Board for making Bus one of the cultural landmark films of America for 2053. And it was just this bonding experience. And it's as the con's ending, people are starting to trickle out of it. And they're still coming up to us, like, you're the bus guys, right? And it's like the con wouldn't end. And afterwards, we're roaming the grounds, taking like background shots of the hotel. And it's just, taking the project to the convention made it this convention that didn't end for us. It just kept going the whole week. It was like, let's bring MagFest home with us. Let's bring the spirit of the convention home with us. And it's amazing, spending a week at a convention at a hotel where you wake up every morning, you go downstairs, your best friends are there. It is mind-shattering. You look around, you're like, oh my God, every day of my life should be like this. Like, I don't even fucking care if I have to go to work for it, but it's like every day I go downstairs, I see Don, I see Sailor, I see Tom here. And I just know my friends are always right there, and it's a profound experience, that. And I'm sorry, I've taken up probably the most fucking time.
No, it's not.
The most profound.
Touring Boston will be premiering on This Week in Geek the moment it's done. Which will probably be my fault.
So I know we don't have very little time left, but does anybody have any like pressing questions they wanted to ask?
Questions, comments, tomatoes.
Well, I have my own con story. It's actually a really weird one. I was at Fan Expo last year. I didn't really like it anyway, so okay.
It's a nerd game.
Thanks for coming, Alex.
Yeah. Go to hell, Alex!
Then you have to come back here!
And I was in this panel, and I was just listening to this guy who's going on about video games, and he goes to ask questions. And I don't know if this is a string of bad luck on his part or whatever, but he picks out this one woman in the audience. And this one woman like goes on a tangent of like, is this place for like therapy because all these people are crazy, there's a riot and all this, like, she's like going on about like how crazy the geek culture is.
Yeah, I'm starting to think.
I'm just like, and everyone just like looks at her like, why the hell are you yelling at this guy from Ubisoft?
Somebody want to talk about Assassin's Creed?
Someone please think of the children.
And she goes on for like about, I think, like a good 30 seconds. Calm security doesn't kick her out. She just keeps going. Like, really, what the hell?
Anybody else? Questions? At the back, yes, Blair.
Yes, Mrs. Birdman wants Michael to tell everyone, how many twins have you broken?
Just enough.
About 3.
Dozen, he means.
Yeah. And my last con story, very, very, very quickly. My MagFest, where I hung out with these guys, I didn't sleep for about 36, maybe 44 hours. I don't know.
That's not even normal.
Yeah, that's not normal. That's usual for me.
I remember my friend and I, Justin, we were staying in the same room as Dodd. We would be doing the regular schedule, like during the day. By the time we go back at night, he's already starting his day. I'm a vampire. Basically, like when we're going in, he's going back out, and we're like, it was a rotating door of just people walking in and out.
My weekend ended with me sitting on top of the stairs at MagFest, surrounded by 20 people, telling them about the crazy motherfucker who followed me at ConBravo, and asking random strangers, "So, what's your favorite animal dick?" I vote dolphin.
I saw that hashtag and wondered.
And now you know.
The fun is wrong with Dawn hashtag.
Wait. Your favorite animal dick?
Yeah. The badger? Or would you pick some?
Remember, kids, if whenever you see a guy in a movie shapeshift into a bird, his dick just went away.
Information,
What
follow
animal
your
did you
dreams.
pick? Dolphin?
I picked dolphin and echidna. Red rocket.
All right. Well, I think that's actually about ready to kick us out of here.
All right, good night and fuck off.